Hello, guys. This is RPD, former professional boxer, now professional wrestler, and you're listening to Sit Down Marks.
Hey, yo.
If I can be serious for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Acknowledge me. What it is. Come on in, sit down. Episode one. All right, start over. Here we go. Come on in, sit down, everybody. Episode number 129 of the Sit Down Marks podcast. Come on in, sit down, grab a drink, roll a blunt, whatever it is that you do. Sit down, get ready, man. The boys are here to talk wrestling. Today is you get the OGs. DB and Primo in the house tonight for you. Want to break down everything going on lately in wrestling. What's going on, brother? How you feeling today, Primo?
Pretty good, man. Did you say 129? Jesus.
129, man. Just one shy of 130. 130 episodes.
I can't believe that, man. It's wow. I didn't realize it was 129. I'm sorry. Anyway, no, I'm doing good, man. How you doing out there in Illinois?
Yeah, man, everything's good over here in the Midwest, man. We holding it down. The hot temperatures have set in. You know, today was, I think, beautiful 95 degrees, I think, as we record this podcast, actually.
Right.
So, yeah. So, you know, the humidity, we get a little bit of humidity here, too. Today was pretty thick, you know, so, but, you know, it is what it is, man, because I'd much rather have that than, you know, I like my share of the snow, but, you know, I'd much rather be hot than cold for sure.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually a summer baby. I was born in July, but you know, I kind of moved away from Texas to get away from the heat. So if it was up to my Mrs. Primo, we would live somewhere in the Arctic.
You know, Primo, let's brag on ourselves here, man. Before we get too deep into the podcast, and obviously we would talk about Clash at the Castle later, but a former guest of the podcast, you heard on the lead-in right there, RPD. If you got a chance to see, he was as AJ Styles was being helped up the ramp out of Clash of the Castle, there was a referee on his right side, and RPD was on his left side. RPD, obviously a big popular wrestler in the UK, so he got to do some extra work there. So it blew my mind, man. We seen him on Clash of the Castle, man. He was able to, you know, walk AJ Styles out of the arena, and he got a lot of time, man. Like a lot of people saw him, got that pick on there, man. That was awesome. So shout out to RPD, man. You know, for real,
actual Radio friend of the pod. We've had him on here a couple times. We love that guy.
Yeah, man. Can't thank him enough, man. He really helped us in the beginning. We were, you know, just starting to interview wrestlers, and you know, he's been a big part of SportsWire Radio's fame and notoriety. And
one of the he was the first one across the pond we interviewed, and then he's also one of the first in general that we interviewed at all.
Right, yeah, and just a matter of time before he hits the States, man. He's getting that popular, so I'm just want to say very happy for him before we got too far into the pod. There's very. I
bet that was a really cool experience for him.
Yeah, I was able to. I texted him, you know, just to congratulate him. Say, hey, man, it was cool to see you on TV, and you know, he just said he couldn't believe it that he was actually there, and you know, it was just. I bet it was just amazing, right? Like, it's crazy.
I saw him. He got a little cup of feel of AJ's abs there.
Can't blame him, man. Things are bulging out. It's hard.
That's right. AJ's on that good regiment.
Right. All right, so let's talk, man. A little wrestling here today. As I said, just me and Primo today. AJ and Michael are not making a late run in. The Harris brothers shall return probably next month when we're talking about Money in the Bank and Forbidden Door. So let's talk. Let's throw it back real quick, Primo, man. Let's talk. We didn't get to last time we were on the pod. We didn't get to talk about, or they hadn't actually got to the finish. But the King of the Ring ended up being Gunther, and Nia Jax ended up being the Queen of the Ring. So let's talk Gunther first. I don't know. Like as we sit here now, like I guess sort of makes sense, but they ain't really like done too much with it. Like I don't, you know, But I don't know. I think they could have made somebody else here on this part because this guy's going straight to the world title picture here pretty soon anyway. But I don't know. But hey, I mean, can't say it's not like deserved or like like it fits him because it kind of does. He's kind of the badass right now. But what do you think about it?
Is it cool for the resume? Sure. But King of the Ring isn't what it was 25 years ago. So, you know what I mean? Like the notoriety of it, that standing of being a King of Ring winner these days, just they haven't built it up to count for much anymore.
Sure.
Damn, who did he face? Jey Uso?
Yeah, I think he beat Jey
in the final.
Yeah.
So I mean, either way, it wouldn't have really mattered.
Sure.
But like you said, they haven't. I was just thinking about it when you were talking about it. They haven't done really much with him or Nia.
Yeah, right.
And that's another thing. Like, not that I don't think women should have Queen of the Ring. It's just I already don't feel King of the Ring is important. So, I mean, I think for both of them, they just have to build something up to make us care. And,
right.
I don't know. It's just, for me, here lately, these past couple times they did it, especially since, because I did care about it when Xavier Woods won it, but then they kind of shit on that. So, it's kind of a joke right now to me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, me too, really. But honestly, like Nia's, I don't know. It kind of made sense in a little bit. Gave Nia something, gave her something to brag about. Gave her something to be ridiculous about for us to be like disgusted with her about. So it seems like to work in a wrestling type of way. I don't really know who they could have put that on.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know who else they would have gave it to.
Yeah, I don't either.
Liv is champ.
Right, yeah. She beat Becky that night, I think, actually, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot's happened in the last month, actually. So
sure.
I'm getting my memories mixed up, but yeah, she won it sometime around there.
It is. Yeah, a few quick AEW notes too on Double or Nothing. What do you think about MJF's return so far? He's donning this like Triple H-esque
Triple H jacket. Yeah, the denim leather duo. And he even did the whole Triple H turn on your best friend thing. So they're like, a la, the pretend DX reunion in 02. So anyway,
right.
It's cool. I mean, he still looks freaking jacked.
Yeah.
He looks really, really orange though. In my opinion, too much fake tanner. But no, I mean, it's cool. It is cool. I mean, I was actually wondering when he was coming back. So the time is right.
Yeah, I feel like they needed him. You know what I mean, to come back. Give him a little shot in the arm. Come back and be. He's our asshole. That kind of stuff.
Right.
But also that night, Mercedes Moné won the TBS title from Willow Nightingale. Ospreay won the international title from Roderick Strong. So it was a few title changes that night. And so, man, so last night I'm watching AEW and Ospreay's in the face of Swerve, and I'm like, well, fuck, man. I'm like, Ospreay just to the moon, right? Like he's gonna shoot him right straight up.
I saw they said when you had a hit row, I had a hit list.
yeah. There was some
That's
shots.
A good line.
There.
That's a good line.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to tune in a little more to AEW, and but yeah, you can tell that they're definitely high on Ospreay, kind of like for like saying, it seems like the two like silent pushes right now are kind of going to be Ospreay. Well, he ain't really silent anymore because he's in Swerve's face, and then Braun Breaker probably on WWE side. Like apparently, like I just think they're going to take him and just go. Like he just, and none against the kid. Like I like him, but like I don't know, like the gimmick is just too close to Goldberg for me a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Dude.
But he
And
needs to do
just
something to shake it off.
absolutely spears the shit out of people. Like, I don't know if it hurts as much as it looks, but damn, it looks like it hurts.
Right, dude. And so in the old days, my dad used to tell me that, they didn't run the ropes so fast because you got out of control and careless and could hurt somebody,
he sprints.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. He is flying, dude. Like, I mean, I tell you, it's fun to watch because I'm like, whoa. Like,
Did you see him go around the ring and then hit, what's his face? Ludwig?
Yes. Yeah. My daughter saw that and she was like, oh my God. Did he break his back?
He just killed that man.
I'm like, I think he'll be all right, babes. It's just work. It's wrestling,
Right.
But yeah, man, it was, but yeah, it's kind of it's getting a little more interested to watch him because they're kind of like letting him loose. My daughter calls him the guy that wears the bad words on his tights because he's got badass on one of his tights.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So let's talk Clash at the Castle, brother. Last Saturday, I believe it was, Clash at the Castle, Glasgow, Scotland.
Yes, sir.
11,391 people in attendance. It was this place called the Ovo Hydro Arena. Yep. You been to Scotland before in your military days?
No, I never made it over there. And considering that's like half of my DNA, I probably should have, but I never did. And maybe one day. But if I did, I probably would have lost my wife in the process. So probably a good thing. But no, I always wanted to go there.
Sure. Yeah. So, So let me tell you what, man. Like I like this crowd because this crowd, they, fought against their better judgment to want to sing all night, and they kind of sing. They sing sometimes, and I was fine with that. So that's why I like this crowd better than I did the one in France because they didn't just sing the whole time. They cheered a lot, and
they still kind of just sang like nonsense though.
They did.
You're right. They didn't sing near as much.
Right. Yeah.
But it's still like a bunch of football fans, like soccer fans. So you're the rest of the world football fans just out there just fucking having a time.
Right. So Scotland's in the UK. A lot of UK influence on this card. Obviously, Drew McIntyre in the main event. This was his hometown. Piper Niven was born like west of Glasgow, where she was brought up. Glasgow, where she cut her teeth, kind of deal. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, somewhere in the UK too, but not Scotland, I don't think. But definitely had a lot of fans there. Not 100% sure. I didn't look that one up. But
so, real quick, I was telling my wife this as I was watching it. By the time they got to the Drew McIntyre match, they were saying, they said, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire were from this far away from Glasgow, and Piper Niven was only from 30 minutes away from, or down the road from Glasgow, and Drew was from like 30 minutes west of Glasgow. I was like, bro, Scotland's as big as one county in Texas. It's all right there.
Right.
They're all by Glasgow,
Yeah. They're surrounded by everybody.
Like, I love you guys across the pond, but it's not that big. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't take long to but then again, to them that is a long way, because apparently, like, when people from the Europe come to America, they're like, you guys drive more than 20 minutes places. So
right. Yeah. So this is cool. I'm always down for daytime wrestling, so this was fun. So they led off with the I Quit match for the WWE title, AJ Styles versus Cody. Now I just want to say a few things that Michael Cole and a few of the guys said. Cole said AJ was 4-0 in I Quit matches and other promotions, which was awesome.
Promotions, yep.
Yeah, awesome. this one made my deck card. Graves mentioned the 1985 original most popular I Quit match between Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA. I was like, hell yeah, Graves.
Yeah.
And then, and I noticed this right off the bat, man, because they were showing the ref talking to AJ after he got in the ring. The ref was telling AJ, he went over and grabbed the ropes. He's just like, the ropes are loose. He goes, ropes are loose. He's like, I seen him actually do that. And I was like, oh, so I started thinking, okay, well, they probably didn't haul the ring all the way over here. So it's probably a rented ring. They just got everything that they needed, brought the canvas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Probably just rented a ring there. But so
for a guy like AJ, that's a big deal.
Yeah. So, nothing ended up happening in AJ's match, but Jade botched later. I don't know if that was due to ropes, and then but Damian Priest, when he got caught up in the ropes at the end, that was totally because the ropes were too loose.
That was match, crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. About lost a leg.
Reminded me of Cactus Jack Vader in Germany,
right?
Where he lost his ear.
Yeah. So then we're watching this, and then "fuck you, AJ" chants break out, and I'm like, God darn it, man! I'm trying to watch this with my fucking kids, dude. Like, what the
right?
Fuck, man. Like I'm just thinking out in my head, and I'm like, dang, Scotland, like and they're not really
censoring it at all.
Oh yeah, no.
And Graves and Cole are like, these sure are some passionate fans out here in Glasgow.
Yeah. So AJ says I quit after Cody batches him with a bunch of chairs, the steel steps, a few crossroads. Crossroads. He was holding up the steps, and AJ said I quit before he hit him with the steps the final time. But
gotta be honest with that.
Right.
I liked the match a whole lot. Mm-hmm. I did not like the finish.
Yeah, it was a weird way to say I quit. Like it just made him look really puny.
Dude, Cody's mom is right there, and nobody attacked her. Not that I want an old lady to get attacked, but that's a perfect way to make Cody say I quit. But obviously Cody was meant to go over, but I get that. But it could have added some more drama to the match. Sure. But dude, we've seen so many I quit matches, and just because first of all, AJ was handcuffed to the middle rope and stuck in the corner, and Cody was coming towards him with the steel steps.
Right.
AJ's an agile guy. He's handcuffed to one handcuff is on the rope. He could have just hopped out of the ring.
Right, yeah. Instead of saying I quit. Yeah.
So, that's anyway, I thought the ending was cheesy, but I will say I did like the match overall, and this was actually got the kid vote in my house. That's the one that my son sat down and really enjoyed and watched.
Nice. So. Nice. And then post-match, the Bloodline attack on Cody, and then Randy and Kevin Owens make the save. A decent opener. Yeah. Weird finish. You're right. But, yeah. But, I mean, I guess it is what it was. They love Cody, there. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, it's the expected outcome.
Yeah. Especially first in the card.
Yeah.
First match out of the gate. So second match was the triple threat women's tag team titles. Now, this one kind of caught me off guard here. You had Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark versus Isla Dawn and Alba Fire
versus Jade and
Bianca, yeah. And so yeah, this Jade botched on a hot tag, jumping into the ring, but I think she just kind of just tripped or whatever. But could have been the loose ropes, who knows? But yeah, kind of. I mean, a little bit of a shocker. I kind of thought, okay, well, Drew's probably not winning. I thought, Piper's not winning. So if any of the UK favorites, could have won. It could have been these two, but I still did. I was like looking, Jay and Bianca ain't losing these things yet. So, but anyway, so they do like a finisher on. Can't remember who it was. Maybe I think it was Zoe, and then Isla comes in and steals the pin and pins Zoe to win.
Yeah, Bianca or no, Jade I think did the finisher. One of them did the finisher. Either way, and then they were holding. That's who it was. They were holding Jade at the ropes.
Jade, yeah. So they kind of like stole the pin and got to go crazy, and so that was kind of cool. Excuse me. They're the kind of tag team that they need the belts. They could do something else with Bianca and Jade. Maybe they can start their little program or something. But
SummerSlam's coming up.
But I'll say this, man. Like I've kind of been giving Jade props a lot, minus the botch. Like maybe she was just thinking, but I don't know. She looked very clunky out there. Like she was kind of a little lost at times, and Jade was. But so who's gonna be the face? Who's gonna be the heel? Who you think when they finally blow off? Who you think?
I mean, historically, we know that Jade was a heel previously,
right?
But
Bianca's already
know.
had a big face run.
Yeah,
right?
I know. And it's like, do they want to turn her? Because you got to think of the kids, man. They love Bianca.
They do.
And
was she gonna be a Cena? Never
right,
turn?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we thought about Bayley too. And then
right, yeah, we did. Third match was for the Intercontinental title, Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn. This is probably my favorite match of the night. I thought it was very good. There's still Sami, kept the title, of course, but it was more about the Alpha Academy breakup, about Gable, bullying Otis and Maxine, who's got a boot on her foot now or something like that because she got hurt. But I thought it was good. What's that?
I said, this is such a ladies' man.
I know. And who was to know? Chad was going to die on Monday Night Raw?
He did, man. He got killed right on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Looks like he got shot. Right.
It looked like he got straight shot in the fucking head, dude. Like, yeah, I'm still waiting to talk about that, man.
It's like,
right.
People on the internet are like, wait a minute, Chad's just dead now?
I've already seen his mortuary cards, dude. Like, he's fucked. Yeah, fucking Wyatt 6 scrapped him off right off the bat, man. All right, so fourth match of the night was Piper Niven versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley won clean. It's what it should have been. Yeah. Piper did good. I was kind of watching her in the beginning. She was like breathing heavy, and she was kind of like, wrestling. Dreams of. I thought it was cool because I'm sure she probably dreamed of that. One of, it's where she got her start, and now she's in a women's championship match, and on a pay-per-view. So it's pretty cool for her. Obviously, Bayley won. So, but I thought it was a decent show. It was a decent match. So the main event. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, but then Piper losing,
right,
puts in your head that Drew might win, right?
I mean, going into that match, if you'd asked me, okay, what's the percentage of what I really thought Drew would win, I would say probably about. I give him a third chance, like 33%.
Here's what I was thinking, and this is just sometimes I allow myself to forget how what we do here and try to be a fan, like a casual fan for a second. And I go back and I'm like, man, well, he didn't get his moment in front of fans when he first won the title, and then he got his other moment. He got it, but he was robbed 5 seconds later, and it's like, and then last time they were at Clash at the Castle, he was robbed by the Bloodline. So they gotta give it to him here, right? And also, I do believe that I would have been okay with Damian dropping the title. I feel like there needs to be transitional champions. Like, so.
Like are you starting to get that feeling too? Like it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about it later, but I mean, it makes sense now. But he challenged. He basically asked Seth Rollins on Monday night if he wanted a shot at the title. So they're going to wrestle Money in the Bank. But it does, man. It just feels.
When does
feels
the
like
champion start challenging as contenders?
Yeah. I mean, he should have backed that up with like, I want to be a fighting champion. I want to put you on my resume. So you want a shot or not kind of deal. But he was kind of just like, yeah, I want to fight you. You want a shot at my title? You want a shot? Like yes or no?
Right.
So, well, but, yeah. So main event was Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest for the WWE World Championship. Now, man, this place went nuts for Drew. Only thing, I was kind of hoping he'd come out to like maybe his old theme song.
Yep.
Like halfway or something, just
which
to like
he
a
did
little
last
hometown
time.
poppy pop. Yeah, it'd been great. But either way, it was still awesome. I love seeing people. I love that part about wrestling, man. When like longtime guys, get to go back wrestle in their hometown, and yeah, so it was super cool to see that. This was good. This was a good match, man. It was solid. Obviously, CM Punk comes in, poses as a referee when the referee's taking a bump and he's down.
The camera work here was really good.
Dude, that was right as I was about to say. Camera work was perfect. They had it pinned up where Punk would slide right in. You could just see the stripes and then the back of his head, and they let you look at that for a minute, and and then they let you see Drew's reaction before they show you who the face is. So just it was chef's kiss.
And he gave him the
right.
1, 2, and then he gave him the 2 like this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Over there is the same thing as the middle finger.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So he doesn't count to 3 on Drew's pin, and obviously just, it's furthering the Drew Punk storyline now Monday Night Raw after he quit, kind of, I guess, something like that. He basically said, I quit. I'm done with this shit. Fuck this company, yada, yada. But this particular pay-per-view, like, I thought that was good. They brought Punk all the way to Scotland to do that little spot. That was awesome. Yeah. So
I enjoyed this more than King and Queen of the Ring.
Yes, I definitely did too. So, top to bottom, man, not bad. I mean, the further storylines, I think the Cody AJ thing should be done now. Like where else do you go from here on that, really? So, on to the next competitor.
Who else they got? Well, I mean, they got other people. They got like Randy and Kevin and Bobby Lashley. So they got a bunch of other people.
Yeah. Plenty of people there. But this particular pay-per-view, man, Clash of the Castle, smelling market. Primo, what do you think? 1 to 10.
I think it's fair to give it like a casual like 7.5, 8.
Yeah, that's fair. 7.5, 8 is where I'd go. I mean, it did what it's supposed to. You knew nothing huge is going to happen, so. But pretty decent, man. I thought that was pretty nice.
I will say this, even though. Well, these are actual. So I very much prefer these Clash of the Castles than I do Crown Jewels.
I would say too. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. So that's pretty decent. So Money in the Bank is up next. I believe it is weekend of after 4th of July, I believe. Saturday or Sunday. Right now.
It's July 6th, yeah.
Yeah. Right now, off the cuff. Who's your picks for Money in the Bank? Who's the next line, you think?
Are they going to put it on Jay? He's the one of the ones that has already put his name in the hat.
Seth. If Seth loses,
Seth is facing Damien.
Oh yeah, it's Damien now. Yeah.
So there aren't any more that currently are going to be. We don't know who else is in there as of right now, but we do know. Who could we put in there? You put Kevin Owens in there. You put a lot
Randy
of.
Seems
Chad,
right.
You put Chad Gable in there.
Yeah, Chad Gable.
But he's dead, so.
Right. He died, so.
But anyway, no. As of right now, I mean, I guess the only guy that's on the card is Jey Uso. So, I mean, I don't know. For real, I don't know, but I'm gonna say, or LA Knight.
Yeah. I still think he's going to end up with that U.S. title, and fucking what if Logan Paul
He was
wins
swimming
the
in
Money in the Bank?
Logan's pool. So
Yeah, yeah, right. What if Logan wins the Money in the Bank?
that'd be another failed cash in.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I see him just getting screwed over in the worst way. Yeah. All right, so the Monday after Clash, which recording this would have been just a few days ago. So, there was starting to be some, a little bit of some rumors that Eric Rowan was seen in, where were they, in Corpus Christi, I think.
They were. Yep.
Yeah, Texas. That Eric Rowan was seen there. So there was, and then Nikki Cross was seen somewhere. So there was rumblings that that the Wyatt Six was going to debut this past Monday night, and then of course I'm looking at of course I'm looking at like social media and people at Raw, are taking pictures of props and stuff that are setting like off to the side and stuff. So so the speculation began. Did you see this, Primo? All this, like it was kind of like a little bit of a hype going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all well. It started Saturday night at the end of the pay per view. Whenever there was something that came on there that said like you were warned.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of had that feeling it was coming on Raw, and then it was, by the time Raw happened, there was like a timer, and which basically led to like the end. The time was up at the end of Raw.
Right. Yeah. And Drew's walking to the ring to basically quit or whatever, and the screen's going and symbols and birds and all that kind of stuff are showing up on the screen. So let me tell you, man, like I love this shit. It reminded me of like when when Bray Wyatt family debuted. Like I love it when they can get groups of factions, or even people like this that tinker on the edge of like creepiness, but done right, like not cheesy or not. I
saw two things. I saw that somebody said that Nikki Cross is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that face, man. It's like a broken doll face or something, kinda. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, so we got Nikki.
Yeah, so Nikki's sister Abigail.
Yep. Bo.
Okay. Bo is Uncle Howdy.
Got Gacy.
Yep. Gacy's the pig, which is now like a gas mask kind of pig.
And then big. Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan's the rabbit, whatever his name was.
And he had his bludgeon hammer.
Yep. And it had help written on it. Like yep, had the bludgeon hammer. And then
the buzzard.
Yeah, Percy is Loomis. Dexter Loomis. Yeah. So Raw is going off. Jey Uso's yeeting everybody up, doing his hands up and down, and then the like all the power and stuff starts.
That's because that's what the noise makes when the power goes out.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and it goes out in sections.
Right.
So it's fucking creepy as shit, man. Like, and I love it. This big door with the light behind it opens up and smoke's rolling out of it. Eventually, here comes Sister Abigail, and she's like crawling out in the smoke. She's crawling out to the lantern, Bray's lantern. And then so she kind of stands up, and everybody's like, Nikki Cross, but and it's going crazy. So she like points to the back, and then the cameraman goes to the back, and the cameraman is basically taking you through a tour of like Wyatt Six debut fucking destruction. Like they fucking just tore up Gorilla up and down. There's people that
Bodies
look like
laid
they're
everywhere.
dead. Yeah, Chad Gable has a gunshot wound to the side of the temple.
It's just
He's
blood
dead.
coming from his forehead.
Yeah, he's fucking dead. And as they go, when they go into the curtain, you see Rowan, who looks like he had just finished off killing somebody, and he spins around to the camera. Camera goes and it moves, and then you see Joe Gacy kind of standing there, the pig, like in that little look that with his head kind of caught to the side, and fucking creepy, man. Then they get to like the main part of Gorilla, and there's just bodies everywhere, right? And like there's a dude laying on his face, and he's bald, but he's got like a hairy back, and and then they show Percy, Dexter Loomis. He's like, perched up on a table, like a buzzard, you know what I mean? And just that's when I'm like, oh man, yes, and then they go into the back, and I think we see Sister Abigail again, and then eventually it leads to showing Uncle Howdy, and he starts walking through the mess, that his people have all created, and they start to like follow him out. And then when the crowds tease him, he goes nuts, man. It was crazy too, because that was the first time like they shine like this light on him, like with that mask. I could see that it was Bo, because usually it's kind of dark, and so. Man, did you get goosebumps from this? Because I sure sick. Fucking did.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Also, we hadn't heard from Bo in a long time, so it's kind of for him to say we're here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love the shot.
The cast of characters that they have, they picked some of the creepiest people in wrestling,
to fit it. Yeah.
Loomis has always been a serial killer kind of guy.
Right. Sure.
Gacy, of course.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Rowan's a metalhead
OG
madman.
Wyatt family. So.
Right. Yeah. So he's got to be part of it. So, all right, Supremo. So what we're looking at here is, okay, so Uncle Howdy was like in the Fiend's family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously the Fiend's gone forever and left Uncle Howdy. And this is the reincarnation of these animals, but
from the funhouse.
So, but they're bigger now, and they've like come to life, and this is their human form, right? Like, and they're gonna basically, they're going to be killers, you know what I mean? And like, so I'm just, this whole story and relation with Bray and Bo Howdy, hasn't even really talked yet, you know what I mean? And, so it's great. I love it.
I guess my curiosity, I'm excited to figure it out, is all this is cool. It's cinematically cool.
Right.
On a camera, you could do a lot of stuff like this. However, I want to know how they're going to translate all this into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Bray was able to do it, but we'll see how they'll be able to do this as a faction, like how they're going to have a dynamic. Are they going to have a dynamic how Bray used to have with the Wyatt family?
Right. Will there be a tag team out of them, out of that faction? And yeah.
Are they going to take the mask off when they wrestle?
Right. Yeah. Is it going to be like a different mask when they wrestle or something,
Right.
Yeah. Of course, it's all very, very rare. I was going to ask you, let me ask you, which mask do you think was the scariest? Which one do you think was the scariest? Which one would you hate to see in a dark alley and be like, holy fuck?
The pig one, probably.
The pig one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That one, that guy's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. But man, that buzzard, Percy.
The buzzard one does look
that
wild.
One's creepy as shit. It's that hair, dude. It's that the hair. I'd hate that thing to be staring me down the face, man. Yeah. But this was crazy, man. So let's talk about this too. So they calling it the Wyatt 6, but it's spelled SICKS. But it's supposed to be like 6, the number 6. Now we talked texted about this. My assumption is there's 5 of them, and the Fiend or Bray would be the 6th. You know,
It was
I
the sixth.
can remember.
Yeah, and
So-
you're not the only person I've seen say that, so that's pretty much the consensus around. Like,
okay.
I'm thinking you're on track with that, honestly.
And I was just guessing that because when I seen that they were like, you know, when I'm reading about them putting all this together and stuff, and I'm like, all right, well, 6 of them. They just keep talking about these 5. They're going to keep adding one, and they never did. Here's the debut, and you know, nothing. But yeah, I thought this was creepy. I showed this to my kids, or I showed this to my daughter, and she was just like, "Whoa!" You know, it's like, yeah, it's wild, right? Like, you know. Here's another thing too. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was just looking at all the dead people as they were panning through them. I was like, man, I wonder if any of these guys are gonna make it big in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Who's doing the extra work? It's getting laid out like he's playing a dead body. Super cool though. I will say this too, man. You know what I see when I see this too? I see money, dude. Because think of merch. You know,
absolutely. There's
all merch all together. Every one of them can singly have merch. The 2 tag teams would get together and have merch. Like it's endless, and yeah, they're gonna just make a shit ton of money on this.
You got masks. You got t-shirts. You got everything.
Yeah,
a freaking Sister Abigail doll.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. This intrigues me. You know, like I want to see. You know, this has got me wanting to tune in more than I already am. So, but you know, I love it, man. I love it. I do think it's. You know, I mean, it's carrying on and honoring Bray's. You know, I mean, Bo's his actual shoot brother. So, you know, it's carrying on his ideas. His baby, I guess,
that's something I thought about. So, not saying it will, but I just was thinking about it. You know, if it is shitty, it's not. But say, 2 months from now, it's kind of like not that good. Is somebody gonna tell Bo, or are they gonna let like who are you to tell Bo like what's what, with this whole thing?
Right. Yeah. I
don't think it will be, to be clear. I just was curious about that.
He's already kind of like walking a little bit like Bray and doing his hand gesture. Do you notice that? Like
I saw that the hand thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm digging all that, man. Like this is all my shit, man. I'm excited about that. Let's talk about a couple of things that happened on Monday Night Raw, man. I got some tidbits for you, and we'll talk a little local wrestling. So, dude, you think the New Day is about to break up?
Oh,
Xavier's kind of looking,
kind
of looking at a little side
in front of him, and I mean,
it's probably
about
time,
world champ,
right?
So
right, yeah. Get that Xavier single.
I honestly don't know if they'll ever break up, but
maybe just
they might have a little dissension here and there.
Yeah. Just nicely depart from each other. Be like, all right,
like,
man.
Maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we've been together a while. And your boy Seth Rollins came back.
Sure did. I was so surprised. Actually,
yeah, I thought it'd be a little while.
He had actual surgery, so
yeah, he looked pretty good. But I think he just came back to set that match up as kind of like what it looked like. He had those like weird looking high heel shoes on, and a little fancy outfit, and stuff. But just being Seth.
Part of me hoped that he was gonna come when he finally did come back, that he would dress a little more seriously. But I still love Seth nonetheless. So
yeah.
But no, I was surprised he showed up so early. Back surgery and all that stuff is like I'd be out for 10 years. So I don't know. He came back in like 2 months.
Yeah. Or he could just, he's still got a couple more weeks yet, so he's going to be bumping
That's what I'm
beginning
saying.
of July.
So he's already in the ring.
Yeah,
training.
yeah. Sure. Must not have been too serious, I guess.
Well, I mean, I saw the clips of him being like helped out of the arena at WrestleMania and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, it'd be
There must have been some good cortisone shots or something. I don't know.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Who knows what they getting these days? So, yeah, but it's decent. That was a decent Monday after Raw, man. Like, just because I was fired up about the debut, and I liked the way they went home.
There was something else about the Wyatt Six. I saw an interview after the fact from Jey Uso. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you know how, I don't know, the past month or so, Jey Uso inadvertently kind of inherited Fireflies. Not on purpose. He didn't do it, but just kind of happened.
Sure.
And he was honored, but he said, like, in an interview after the fact, he's like, "No, they can have them back. I don't want them. They can have the Fireflies."
Right. It was theirs first.
Like, I said, "I don't want no beef."
Yeah. Man, that was electric though when they were the camera work with walking out with Howdy, and then watching him turn the corner, and then when the people started to see him, man, I love that kind of shit, man.
All
That's
together,
just,
the camera stuff here lately in the past couple months has been great,
dude. Man, it's like so eye opening of like the shots they could have been doing. Yeah, I love it, man.
The stuff they've been trying, like the like some of those entrances where they walk with the superstars and they like go, like it's a long sequence from the back all the way to the front. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, Primo, a couple questions here for you, man. Before we go home, let's talk about these. We already kind of talked about Damian Priest's title run earlier, but what title does Gunther win, do you think? Does he go after Undisputed from Cody? Or I'm thinking this is going to be a really long title run when he does. So whichever, and it seems like the world title might change a little more often than the Undisputed. So which one do you think? Which one?
I think he'd be great with the heavyweight championship, honestly. Although, like, I agree with you, it might change hands more often, but for him, he might be one of those holders for a long time. But I honestly don't know who's taking it off Cody right now. Although, if Cody loses tomorrow, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not in the mindset of wanting super long champions right now. We just had a bunch of those.
Yeah, so, right. Yeah, for a gazillion years. All right, yeah, I like that too. So next up, Bryan Danielson. Rumor is that he has changed his mind that he would like to end up being the AEW World Champion at some point. You think it would be a good move for AEW to put the title on him, or do you think somebody else should be next in line?
I mean, you already got other people barking at Swerve, but Bryan Danielson is a great world champ regardless. I mean, he's somebody that doesn't need a belt.
Right.
Right. But he's also somebody that could step up and be next in line at any moment.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it too about that's another thing I like about the Wyatts too, is like none of that shit that they do should never be in a title for a title. Like none of them needs belts. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, it wouldn't go with the gimmick, right? Like, know, I mean, we don't know. We don't even know if they're going, if any of them are going to talk other than Uncle Howdy. Who knows? I don't know. But I think that's another good thing about this. About the Wyatt Six. So I mean, obviously I'm excited for it. So, and I like too, man, like I think we've all I know AJ is, we've all kind of been low key like hoping Bo would find something to do because we believed and
we all believed.
Yeah. We kind of liked Bo Dallas. So I'm glad this is gonna be a big spot for him, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big spot. All right, man. Before we go home, man, let's talk about a couple things going on in the
Well-
independent wrestling world. Go ahead, buddy.
I got a question for you, real quick.
Yeah, rip it.
What do you think lately? I don't know if you've been keeping up with NXT too much, but what do you think of the NXT TNA partnership lately? You got crossover with Jordan Grace.
Yep. I wasn't
then
super interested in that, if I'm being honest.
And then they had another crossover Tuesday.
Yes.
And
I was very interested in that one, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I was surprised they only had one person. So, but
buddy of mine texted me and said Joe Henry's on NXT, and I flipped over there as quick as I could.
Amen. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I
love
actually,
him.
Obviously, I'm always interested anytime there's ever a crossover. But
Yeah.
it was kind of, I feel like it's kind of out of left field that TNA and NXT is doing this stuff together. So it's obviously a win-win. You get people like Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry and whoever else. People were because for if anybody that didn't watch NXT this past Tuesday, it was last week. Cody had come on and told Trick Williams, who's the NXT champ, that there's going to be a battle royale, and he said the doors open to all locker rooms, basically.
Very cool.
People were saying Nick Nemeth might show up. He's former NXT champ.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yep.
But Joe Hendry showed up, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was dope. He's going to be in that battle royal, I think, and he said he's going to take the title back to TNA. Now, I love it, man. That's cool. I think this is what I low key think. I think WWE loves Jordan Grace, and I bet you when she's done with that contract, she's on over there because I
think they are high on her.
Yeah. And
she's had multiple appearances.
Cool. Yep. So that's super cool. Yeah. So I mean, I like it, man. It's got. I mean, honestly, I wasn't paying too much attention to NXT. At least I'm going over there now and thumbing through and seeing what happens because I like Ethan Page too. He's there, so
that's another thing. Yeah, not too long ago. Oh, that's last week when Cody was on. I saw a little one of those YouTube shorts where they had Cody talking to Ethan Page, also talking to freaking Lexus King, who used to be PB&J.
Yeah,
and there was one more, but it was all former AEW guys.
Right? Yeah. He's like, well, looks like you guys are doing good here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it was cool. But like I said, it's got me at least paying attention, watching now. I mean, Trick Williams is good, man. Like I'm just, I'm just not really digging too much of the NXT. Like, I still like Chase U, but
I think Trick has the potential to be a star.
Honestly. I do too. Dude can do it all, man. Yeah. So that's cool. All right, so on the independent scene, Iron Spirit Pros. Biggest show of the year coming up July the 20th. It's going to be in Bloomington, Illinois at the Station Saloon. We're going to be crowning a brand new Iron Spirit Pro champion. So if you are around Bloomington, Illinois during that time, come stop by and check it out. Also, last week we just had Dreamwave weekend up in LaSalle, Illinois. Next big show, August the 2nd and 3rd. Tickets on sale now, almost all the way sold out for that one. So Dreamwave Uprising 3 women's show on August 2nd. And then Those Summer Nights returns on August the 3rd. And just announced today, Danhausen's going to be in the house for Dreamwave come August 3rd.
Dreamhausen.
Yeah, he's going to be, and then they announced his match not too long ago. He's going to be in a triple threat match with the GOATest of all time, Bobby Orlando, and also Santana Jackson, the guy that does the Michael Jackson gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was going to be super funny to watch. But
he's He's that
What?
guy that with the video that everybody shares around and says, if wrestling is fake, how do you explain this guy?
Yes, and he's doing the Thriller.
Yeah, it's so good. I love that.
Yeah, it really is. It is. Primo, I want to tell you too, man. We got some props to give out, dude. So, you came down before and went to a AAW show down in. Well, they used to wrestle at Bourbon Street where you went to, but they're wrestling at the Berwyn Eagles Club now. But former guest of the pod, Big Beef, won the AAW World Title from Davey Vega. Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, dude. So he's like brand new, fresh.
Beef.
Yeah, congrats, Beef. One of the guys, one of the first couple guys we brought on the pod.
I think he was the first, actually.
I think he probably was the first, yeah. And so, nah, man, he's doing good. He's been out there grinding, and it was just awesome to see him finally win a big title, man. You know, on the independent scene. So it was very cool for him. Very cool for him. So just want to give a shout out to Big B for that. All right, Primo. Looks like that's going to wrap it up, brother. We're going to be back here in just a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about Money in the Bank results. We're also going to be talking about what happened at Forbidden Door, which, you know, they probably should change the name. It's not really Forbidden Door anymore. They all have relationships.
AEW and New Japan.
Yeah, so they should change it to like Open Door now. Like,
right.
Anybody come and wrestle, Open Door. Also, next pod, I'm going to be announcing the next interview I'm going to be sitting down with and talking to a very independent wrestler in the Chicago scene. So that one's going to be fun. And hopefully by that time, the Harris brothers have, gotten over their
fight match.
Summer blues. They're probably laying on the beach somewhere, with all oiled up and suntan, soaking up some rays.
It's like the kind of guys that would get real suntan.
Right, yeah, like telling us that they're at work, work, right. Smirk, whatever, dudes,
Passing each other bronzer.
Right, yeah. So, hopefully next time in July we'll have a full squad here. So, yeah, we'll be back here in just a couple of weeks. Primo, was a pleasure, my friend, my OG podcaster buddy.
Absolutely.
All right, boys.
Every time.
Let's get on out of here. We'll talk to you guys in just a couple weeks. I'm the Dirty Bird. He's Primo, and we are out like
Adios.
Top Guys.